Hey everybody, Roxbox90 here with part 1 of my complete M15 set review, and we're going to start off today with the first color of the list, which is white, and we're going to go through all the white cards of M15 and just give you my thoughts on Limited, which is what you'll guys be playing at the pre-release. So this list is going to be pretty much exclusively focused on that. My spoilers discussed many other formats, but this is going to hopefully give you some insight into the cards, and the whole set review will give you every single card in the set, my take on Limited. I'll also be doing a quick pre-release video closer to the pre-release this coming weekend, and I'll give you some details into some strategies I think it'll help. And I've also done a how to draft and how to play sealed videos, which will also be somewhere in the description or in the video. You guys can check those out as well, get you guys thinking about the pre-release. But we'll start off here. Ajani Steadfast, Planeswalker. Awesome, always in Limited, and he can work really well if you somehow get more than one Planeswalker, which is possible in a set with 6 Planeswalkers, but even without that he's going to be a huge bomb. Ajani Primate, that's too awkward to gain life to make him really work. I mean, he's a bear and with an effect, but he's usually just going to be okay, playable, nothing huge. Avacyn Guardian Angel, however, is huge. I think she's flat up better than most other angels we've seen in Limited. She's definitely better than Sarah Angel. That's straight up, and though she's 3 white, I don't think that's such a bad thing to run, especially if the format ends up being more mid-range, which I do think is quite possible given the costs of stuff. She's going to be huge. Definitely consider running her. Battle Mastery, now that we've moved beyond Bestow and you have very often a 2-for-1 with auras, don't know if this is as good a card as has been in other formats, but that being said, there's very little straight up removal in the set, and that's why Battle Mastery, I think, could see some good effect. Boomweaver Giant, he's just way too expensive for what he does. I'm sorry, even in Limited, cost way too much mana. Congregate as well, it's often awkward to gain life. It's expensive, and life gain usually doesn't matter to that effect, even in Limited. Constricting Sliver, you need to have a Sliver-based deck. It's still expensive, but I think could be ridiculous late game for taking out their bombs if you have enough Slivers. Dauntless River Marshal, he's okay. He's fine. His effect is rather expensive, but he could be a 3-2 for 2, which I think is very nicely costed. Devouring Light is one of the best removals in the set, especially with the Convoke element. It could be really cheap, and these kind of effects are always big in Limited. I think has a good chance, a major chance of seeing play. One of the best instance in the set for Limited. Divine Favor is okay. I've seen it used well in Limited in the past, but again, the 2-for-1 effect definitely exists. For Ephemeral Shields, huge combat trick. I like the Indestructible. It can be very cheap, and even 2 mana is excellent combat effect. First Response, I don't like that you need to lose life last turn for it to matter, especially when it's 4 mana as a static effect. It doesn't happen right away. I think it's a little weak, to be honest. Guys to the Moors is very aggressively costed. If you're running a deck that relies on aggressive strategy, I think this card is a nice shoo-in. 3-1 flying for 3. Heliod's Griffin is okay. It's not great. You really need to have that insane aura for it to be worth your time. Hushwing Griff is going to see play in other formats, that's for sure. In Limited, it's okay. It's a 2-1 flash. I think it could be a cool combat trick, but it doesn't really. Its effects don't matter nearly as much. Kinsbell Skirmish, it's a bear with an effect. That's fine. Always okay in Limited. Marked by Honor is a little expensive, and the 2-for-1 risk is definitely there. Mass Calcify is, I think, the only Wrath in the set, and it's definitely costed in the playable range, so keep an eye out if you're facing white. And if you're running white, you may want to keep it. I definitely think you could see some use. Meditation Puzzle, I hate all these, a lot of mana for gain life effects, even with the Convoke, it's pretty awful. Midnight Guard, lots of interesting effects. The fact that you can untap it, I think it's a solid creature. It's been since Innistrad. Oppressive Raise also is okay. We've seen it played before. It's fine. Orisco Swiftclaw, very aggressively costed. Without the flying, though, I don't like it as much. Paragon of New Dawns is fine. The Vigilance could be interesting with Convoke. It's fine. It's a fine card. Pillar of Light is also amazing removal, one of the best removals in the set, because though there aren't so many toughness creatures, there's a lot of creatures with low toughness, most bombs are going to have a 4 or more toughness, which means you'll be able to straight up take care of them. Amazing card. Grab it in draft, and in sealed it's also a huge bomb. Preeminent Captain is okay. I don't think he's as powerful in Limited as he is in other soldier-built decks. Raise the Alarms also, it's 2 for 2 guys. It's okay. I guess with Convoke going on, it's better than it would be elsewhere. Razorfoot Griffin has First Strike and Flying. Even though its stats are a little low, I think those effects make it worth using. Resolute Archangel, pretty solid, being able to gain your life back. The body doesn't matter so much, but being able to gain back to 20 life, I like it. I like it as an option. I will talk about the pre-release promos, which one you're going to color-wise I think is the best to pick. But in terms of strictly limited, if you pull it, it's a fine card. It's a decent bomb. Turn to ranks, I don't like so much unless you're running a very, very aggressive build. But in limited, you're not going to be able to use it to full effect. Sanctified Charge, it's a combat trick. The first strike's okay, but it's so overcosted. Selfless Cathar, I don't like it. I rarely like 1-for-1 ones. Seraph of the Masses could be really strong if you have enough tokens, but 7 mana, so expensive, even with the Convoke. Solemn Offering is reasonably costed. You might want to run in the sideboard if you're facing a deck with lots of stuff. Soul Theros, one of the best cards in limited, period. If you get it, play it, the end. Soulmender, terrible. Spectra Ward, huge. This is probably the one aura you want to run in limited when it doesn't have Bestow, just because it gives protection from all colors. I think it's a huge busted card. Spirit Bond, if you're running tokens or token variants, this card is excellent. Sungrace has lifelink. I still don't like it, even though it can block tokens all day long. I still don't think it's all that great. Tireless Missionaries, blah, not very good. Triplicate Spirits is a very good common. I think it's well costed, and you'll probably in aggressive decks be able to get it out for cheap. Wall of Essence it's a fine wall. I wish it had the card draw instead of life, but it's fine. Warden of Beyond, because there are 2 exile straight up removal spells, I think this card could easily be 3 for 4 for Vigilance, and you should consider running in those kind of decks. So that is all the white cards, my limited perspective. I'd love to hear your guys down below in the comment section. I'll be doing each color either a day-by-day thing or maybe 2 in one day. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think as well. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe for all the limited pre-release M15 set review goodness. And as always, Roxbox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.